Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with The Scoop, and we are live. Let me go ahead and share this with some people out there. Get the crowds going, give people time to come on. Not a super busy day. Well, in my medical billing arena, I'm always busy. I work 7 days a week. But in the area of Venice, Sarasota, Inglewood, Northport, not a tremendously busy day. Some things happening out there, not a lot. So I'm going to share this on my group. If you guys are not part of this, the Scoop News group, Google it, or not Google it, go on Facebook and try to find it. I put a lot of this stuff on there, and I do that so that I can beat the algorithms. With that, you got to update your notifications so that you'll get notified whenever there's a new post out there. Because essentially what Facebook is doing, besides this whole algorithm fight, they essentially have gone in there and blocked it. If you're a news page, any kind of bit page, the WWSB's Herald, my page, whatever it is, if you put that you want to see that first, they're limiting you to five visions every day where it'll show up in your feed. So and without that, it just meant you might not see them at all. You might see them once. You might never see it, like I said. So if you go to the group, you're getting notifications on every single one of my postings, and it enables you to capture all this stuff versus a lot of people. I think somebody wrote me yesterday and said, why do I keep getting my notifications 12 hours later after you post stuff? And I said, I don't know. Why are you getting them 12 hours later? It's a good question. So it is set up. We're all set up for sharing. If you want to ask any questions, go ahead. I respond to them. I watch on here. I'm actually in the process of redoing some stuff. And sorry, I just saw a funny text. And where I'm going to have it where I could do phone-ins and interviews. Like I had somebody I wanted to interview, and it would have been a good interview on that whole Northport situation down there with the police department. But I don't have the capabilities right now to do it. I probably could do it via Skype, but I didn't have it set up and some other stuff. So, but it's being that I'm one-man operation, it takes time, and I don't always have time. So there is some of the news out there. We'll get to that. Let's see. And I'm going to play this video real quick. There's no sound to it. This is the guy that the Sarasota Police Department's looking for. Not the guy behind the counter, but the guy in the hood. And I believe I showed this on yesterday's live show. He's robbed a couple hotels, and they're trying to track him down, trying to see what they can do. I think I put a close-up picture of him today on another posting, although I don't know how great it is, the picture that's on there. So if you can help them, they got all the information on there. It's on my page. If you don't know, a lot of times I get people, how do I find something? Well, the easiest way to find something is to go to my page and just right here, you got a search bar. Type in anything. If it's on any of my pages, you'll get it, like arrest report, anything like that. Or you could just go into Facebook, hit post, and there's a search bar that will come up right here where you can do search for anything that shows up on Facebook. So there's a couple options, because often people will come to me and say, hey, you ran this story, how do I find it, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did just get an email, it was interesting, from an individual who, hold on, I wanted to get somewhere else. It was from an individual who wrote me to just before I came live, and she asked me about the North Jetty. Now, the North Jetty, I found out that they were going to take down that boat ramp. And I put out a few articles. I think I even went out there and videotaped. But still, it was funny because when they were getting ready to tear it down, people still weren't aware of it. So I was getting a lot of questions on, what's going on. Let me flip to this other screen. What's going on with the jetty, the ramp? And it had actually been closed down for a while because they deemed it to be a safety hazard. Then they went in and they tore it down so that you couldn't use it as a boat ramp. You have to go to Pops or wherever the hell you're going to go. At that time, there was a person there, and they said that the new owners that took over the larger concession area that's fairly new, and they also run that fish camp, were basically treating them like a redheaded stepchild, and they left me with the thought that they won't be around too long in terms of that fish camp. So I had a lady that wrote me today and said, yeah, what's up with the North Jetty fish camp? And I said, well, are you referring to the boat ramp that they took away, or this rumor that I've heard out there, which was taking away the fish camp? And she said that one. And I told her I've heard about it, but I haven't seen anything concrete on it. And so I wrote Carol, who runs the parks for the county, to get more information. But a lot of times they know who I am, and they know I'm a little rogue, so they ignore me. But she told me basically it's coming, this individual I was talking to, Carol hasn't responded yet, that the fishing camp is going down in 2020. They're now repairing the leaky roof, which will collapse if not done. We need help to stop this from happening. And we have people that will repair it and help out, but we don't feel like, I guess they need more support. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for Carol to write me back with the parks, and if she does, I'll find out more information about it. But God, whenever I surf, I always go to that one. I don't go to the new one. I still walk over to the old one, and that would suck to see it go. But that's what they're saying right now, folks. You heard it here on The Scoop. The Scoop. Any questions? If you're just joining, you can ask any questions. Usually they should show up on here. I'm refreshing every once in a while just to get an idea if anybody's out there. And let's go to this new screen here. Okay, so the news. One thing I did want to tell you guys, and where is it? This is actually was me, and I think I forgot to put my signature. Normally, if I say something on Facebook or I'm asking a question that's coming from me, I'll put my tag my name on it. And this rat, now I think someone called it a ferret on there. Who knows if it's a ferret? I don't know if it's a ferret because I googled rats and that came up. He looks like he looks ferocious like a freaking rat. Look at him. He looks. I mean, that guy's terrifying. But it actually happened in my car, and I think I've chronicled it. If you're not on my personal page, you've probably seen it, where they just. I had rats everywhere. I was killing them left and right. And finally, we got rid of them all, surprisingly. And huge rats. I was putting pictures up of them. And I don't know if they chewed the wires here or there, but they chewed through both of my Lexuses, which caused me major mechanical issues. And on this time, they finally figured out where they chewed these other wires because I had to get a computer that fried, rebuilt. They put it in, it fried again. They're like, so they started checking, and it was because rats were chewing the wires. You gotta love the people, though. You get on there and you're facetious. You're like, oh, this is happening in Venice, because that's where I'm at. Oh, it happens everywhere. It's not just a Venice thing. Calm down, guy. I'm just being fisty. Calm down. I know it happens everywhere. But it amazes me, some of the trolls that are on here. Couldn't this happen literally anywhere in the world, in the earth? Thank you, Ron. I mean, are you serious? South Venice too? Well, some of the stuff people say in here just amazes me. Yeah. All right. So just wanted to bring that to people's attention. They have the opioid bill impacts Suncoast kids. This is something I've been all over you guys talking about a few times, and it's in regards to a lot of the individuals that are on H or meth or whatever your drug of choice is, and their freaking kids are sent off to foster care, looking for foster parents, or in some drastic cases, an adoption, new parents to adopt them. And the financial crisis is having on a lot of the NGOs and some of the government agencies that are working to help save these kids that are being impacted by parents that are addicts. And as we all know, if you watch the news, they're all over the place. Manatee, Bradenton County is known for being really bad with it. Sarasota's got a bad name for it too. And so there's basically said this new opioid bill will help them. It'll get them more finances and more money to go out and support these individuals. This picture was sent to me from Casey Key. I don't know if I can enlarge that picture. Yeah, there it is. And, well, I don't want to show you guys my email, do I? Let's get out of there. All right, so this picture was sent to me, and it's of Casey Key. They just wanted to show some of the deterioration that's occurring there and some of the stuff that's washing ashore there. That's Casey Key Road right there in that bottom picture. as you can see, it's getting pretty close to washing out that road. And I think they just want to bring attention to it. I would hope the county is paying attention to it. I know a lot of the county administrators follow my page, but I'm assuming they were already on top of that. Caspels is facing the same beach deterioration. I was down surfing this morning. I went surfing this morning, and sorry, looking at a reporter's update, and it didn't look that bad at the South Jetty. And of course, you're talking to a guy that was here in the 80s, and there used to be all rocks leading up to the jetty because of the beach. We didn't really do beach renourishment there, and so they're just bringing more attention to that issue, that concern out there at Casey Key. I didn't realize it was that bad, though. I mean, if you look at that road, that's getting pretty freaking bad, isn't it? All right, anyone out there, remember, you can ask me any questions on here. I like when I get a ton of questions, because then it saves me from doing a lot of this stuff on here. Let's see. You know what? This is how many people did this even get any engagements? Okay, 1,887 reach, not engagement. Reach is actually less than the engagement. Engagement means they're in there, they're getting their attention, likes, shares, all that. Reach means it shows up in their feed. But this is actually a program that Sarasota County has that a lot of people aren't familiar with. If you just Google it, Pulse Point, for your community about learning CPR, getting the app and stuff. I watched the video that came out when they first put it out. It's pretty interesting. Good things that the first responders are utilizing out there to try to save more lives. So it's important. If it might be something you might want to look into. You know, this got a little bit of play. This was actually a video, and at first I thought, well, I don't want to see inside the Ritz. What do I care what it looks like? But this is actually a video of the outside, the surrounding area of what this new Ritz is going to look like that's going up in downtown Sarasota. The Coulter Group came up with this virtual reality. So I thought it'd be interesting to show that so people could try to visualize what's going in there. And just thought it was interesting. Then they go into the rooms and stuff that they probably are trying to sell. I don't even know. Those rooms, what will they go for? Probably, I bet they go for like 100,000. Call me crazy, 100,000. Anybody know? Anybody out there? Okay, nobody freaking knows. All right, next one. Wildlife Center. You know, I'm trying to see what's going on out there. We all know they heal injured pelicans. They do all that good stuff. I've been out there where they've released pelicans. I think they got another release coming up soon that I've put interest on. So when it comes up, I'll know about it. But and I did a live one, too, when they released, I think it was 3 pelicans out at the North Jetty. I'm wondering what's happening, though, because I got an email out there which made me assume that they were going through a change of management where Kevin wasn't there anymore. And they interviewed somebody else in this interview. And so I'm just wondering what's happening out there. They do a lot of good stuff. These guys, believe it or not, they say they're the Venice Wildlife Center. These guys actually go all over the place. They have teaching and learning lessons, trying to educate people so they can rescue animals from Siesta Key all the way down to, God, I think they go past Inglewood, south of Inglewood. So, and I know they're always looking for donations, money, blankets, all that good stuff out there. This, you know, I love when WWSB, SNN pick up stories that I put out before them. Hey, God, they have to hate when someone like me, a one-man operation that doesn't make any dime. Well, on Amazon, I made $8, I think, this month. And and I beat them to the punch on the news. It's got to drive them freaking mad. And sometimes I put out my numbers today on my reach, which is in the millions, you know, monthly. It was, I think, 16 million a year. And I do that just to drive these guys nuts. But I don't believe this story, this thing. They're saying 80,000 to live in Sarasota County. That's freaking outrageous. Who the hell can live in Sarasota County on 80,000? Because they started breaking down the numbers. And on my thing, I put down to break down the numbers. But they're saying $1,100 for rent for a family of 4. I mean, unless you're living in the freaking ghetto with a house that's just one of these. Who's that guy in South Venice that everybody complains about? He's got molded, they're falling down. And I don't even think those are for 4 people, but you're going to be hard-pressed to find a place for that. And, but it's amazing because that came out saying that 80,000 in Sarasota, and I think 72,000 is what they target affordable housing to be at, essentially using that salary range. But when I did the math, it would come out that if a husband and wife are working 40 hours each, they would have to make, I believe it was $21 an hour each to get to that $80,000. And I look around here, I don't see too many people making that much money. Now there are some, but it's the 10%ers. The majority of the individuals aren't making that. How the hell are they living? How the fuck do you go out and live on minimum wage? You know, and they want, and what these housing guys, these developers, and some of the attorneys out there are doing is they're using the affordable housing, that keyword, 2 words, affordable housing, and they're going out and they're using that to go before the councils, and they're saying, we're going to put out affordable housing. Even this guy that was out at Knight's Trail, he wanted affordable housing. He said this was going to be the price range, and his price range was actually lower than most. But he wouldn't guarantee it. He wouldn't put it in writing. The price could fluctuate, could go anywhere. A lot of Jeff Boone's customers will come in and say, well, it's going to be affordable, and then they'll say, well, what's affordable? Well, we'll have to decide what affordable is. You know, affordable might be $1,600. It depends on the demographics. But it just amazes me that they're using that language and getting away with it. It's funny because my wife and daughters are writing me because we got this pet rabbit. I went off to Italy. Went to Italy like 2 or 3 years ago to see my sisters. Came back. My daughter Francesca asked me, "Can I get a rabbit?" I said, "No, I can't get a rabbit. Why the hell? You know, you eat rabbits in Italy. You eat them. You eat them here too, but they actually kill them in the street and eat them there." So I come home and she's got a rabbit running around. She calls him Wiz, after Wiz Khalifa. I don't know who the hell he is, but Wiz Khalifa. And so I get a cage and everything, and they don't take care of this. This thing's been living like 3 years. It's big as a freaking dog, and they call him Wiz, and they love him like he's a pet dog, and he drives me crazy. So today, being funny, I thought I picked him up and went over to the oven to size it up to see if I could get him in the oven. Apparently my kids and wife didn't think it was that funny. All right, so again, we are live. If you got any questions, feel free to ask any questions. If you want to make a comment, feel free to make a comment. Northport Assistant Police Chief Pelfrey. MPPD isn't giving anything up on this guy. He was put on leave, paid leave, and they're really not releasing any information. It was odd that it came out essentially the same time as that raw video, where if you watch the raw video, there's a lot of inconsistencies with the actual MPPD report. And I know that because I have it, and I attached the link to it. What's concerning is you look at some of these notices, like this Deborah Mozzarella. He is a POS, and I think that's an acronym for piece of shit. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And you wouldn't believe the things he got away with at MPPD. If the elevator only had a camera, I would have had a good lawsuit. Whew. What's this one? Blocking out? Oh, we don't want to see that guy. All right, what else we got here? So, what did he do to get suspended? Everybody's asking that. They won't tell us. Some people have asked Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor hasn't put out a release. Actually, MPPD didn't even put out a press release on it. I got it through Pete Emmerich, who is running for city council down there in Northport. His wife is Elaine, works with his son. He runs a activist site down there. I share his stuff every once in a while, and he put it out. That guy that runs the blog down in Charlotte that tracks police activity put out a video on it, and that's all the information really we have. So who knows? I'd like to know why he was suspended, though. Wouldn't you all? Wouldn't we all like to know? It's amazing, though. They kind of get special treatment. If you guys remember, there was a Bradenton cop. Manatee County or Bradenton City? I think it was Manatee County. He was arrested for sexually assaulting a teenager here on the beach. This was only, 4, a few months ago. Wasn't anywhere. His name wasn't on the police report, because if it's an officer, they don't have to put their name on the police report. You know, and so why do they get special privilege? You know, if someone accuses me of going out and just being a schmuck with, let's say someone does I don't know, Frank touched me. Frank sexually assaulted me. They would come out, they'd arrest me, They put my name there in their arrest blog, in the blog there. Being who I am, every fucking press agency here would put it out just to make me look like a schmuck. And basically, you're guilty before even being able to go to trial. Yet, this officer gets away with it. Nobody ever sees that he was charged. Nobody ever sees anything about him. So why does he get a special privilege? And I don't understand that. I understand they're doing stuff, but if you're doing something freaking guilty, you should be treated just like everybody else. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, some surf. Hit and run. This is a lady. She's out there. She wrote me today, and she's looking for the individual that hit her son that was on a bicycle in the bike lane. He was hit in the rear tire, then his hip. He was thrown off the bike enough to force him to roll through a ditch and into the palmettos on the other side. The vehicle then sped off. They didn't get out to help or anything. Another vehicle stopped to check on him and help him, but the person didn't see the incident. And they're looking for any information. She says, this Mama Bear is a little pissed off, as is Papa Bear too. So it's an SUV, possibly a Ford. They have no information, but who would do that? Who the fuck would hit a kid riding down the bike? I mean, I'm not saying who would hit a kid, because sometimes incidents happen. I don't know if the kid was riding crazy or whatever, but the problem is that he hit him and then took off. Who the hell would do that? So I hope they find this person. So she's asking for you guys to share it. A lot of times when I don't put share on this anymore, because that's one of the algorithm things. Facebook, if you put please share, they'll downgrade your algorithm so it doesn't show up as much. So there's certain things you can't put in your headline on the thread because it will get you demoted in terms of showing up in feeds for everybody. It's a little freaking nuts. But Northport motorcycle accident, and MPP did what they always do. I don't know why. I think I was harping on this yesterday. Josh, great guy, WWSB, like him. He's a good guy. But he puts out this stuff, and like last night, this happened at 8 hours. I put this out at 4 in the morning? 4:30, something like that. So this incident happened last night around 9 or 10. Most people probably wouldn't even known about it. Yet they put something out, and now you have the inquiry minds want to know. You know, just like that incident with the sexual assault yesterday. Inquiry minds want to know. What happened? What's the story? What's the conclusion? And they never tell you. They just leave it like that. Well, a guy got hit, 2 bikes involved, both traveling the same direction, currently blocked the whole road. Some serious injuries. Some injuries are serious. None appear to be life-threatening. So, 2 motorcycles. I'm all for watching out for these motorcycles, but some of them. You guys probably recall just a few months ago when I was driving home from Sarasota and Osprey, and a guy was swerving in and out, like within a foot of a car, and I was right behind him, and he misjudged something and fell off his bike. He was knocked out. I thought he was dead. None of the people would give him a shirt. I gave him my shirt. Then all those fucking idiots took off and left me there to deal with the police, and I was out of shirt. And then I had some idiots on Facebook saying, oh, what's the scoop guy out there with no shirt on? Who the hell does he think he is? It's like, sometimes you just want to bitch slap some of these people. All right, the arrest report. Let's see, what else we got? The beautiful old pictures. There's that guy. That's that close-up of the guy I played in the beginning. What else we got here? Just a few words patients used to describe it. Okay. This skate center, I've heard of this place before, and again, we are live. If you want to ask any questions, ask away. I'm monitoring the computer. This skate place, I've heard about it before. The one in Venice, because they were concerned about losing their location, which I believe is on the island or by Baptist, and I know about it because one of my friends, his son, goes there. His son's a skater, surfer, all that stuff, and they found it to be very helpful in helping the youth find their way, find their direction. And I guess there's one in Sarasota now. Didn't like the word safe space because I hate that word, safe space. But they do some good things in community outreach, and so I'm glad S&M reported on it. It's some positive stuff that they're doing out there. SPD just letting you know, hey, we're out here patrolling this area. If you're gonna speed, watch out. But you know what? That doesn't help, does it? We all know what happened over in Northport on Westcott, was it? Westcott? I don't know. They were handing out tickets left and right because nobody pays attention. They're all headline readers. I can tell you guys. Headline readers galore everywhere. It's funny because sometimes I'll put a headline on which is not really what the story is about, just to see which freaking idiots are reading the headlines. And I would say, on the average, 60% of these people commenting aren't reading the article, aren't listening to the video. They're taking that headline and they're running with it. And they sound like such fucking morons, but they sound like the moron to me and the other 40% of the people that read or listened to it, not the other 60% who are just reading the headlines with them. All right, traffic. What a surprise traffic incident on 75. That's always interesting. School security. I put up part one. I got to put up the other two parts on it, but basically, they're by April 2nd. Todd Bowden is saying that they want SROs in all the elementaries, and that in regards to carrying guns or being armed, he doesn't foresee the assistant principal, administrators, or teachers carrying an arm. It's going to be someone that's highly trained, a security type individual. Now, I carry a gun. I carry it in my pocket wherever I go. I don't know why. I think many teachers are probably qualified. There's many teachers that are probably former vets or former police officers that are probably more qualified than some security individuals. So I don't know why Todd would just discount them automatically. He was going before the city council or the school board council. I put up part one. I think the other second part just came up. If you want to watch it, I mean, they're long. Sometimes I'll sit here and listen to city council meetings, and it's so boring and absurd that, it's like, it puts you to sleep. All right, Bolo, this guy, this isn't getting a lot of traction. Look at that. Only 1,264 people. This is a guy, he's missing. He's missing, guys, and nobody's sharing it. Again, I didn't say put share because it impacts the algorithms, but this guy's been missing. In Charlotte County, they're looking for him. Now, he was trying to go to St. Augustine. How would you go to St. Augustine on the waterway? I don't think you got to go south around Florida. Isn't there somewhere you can cut through Florida? I don't think so. So they're looking for this guy, though. And even though it's Charlotte, A, your reach, you might know someone in Charlotte. You might know someone out in St. Augustine where this guy was going. B, if he had a distress off of Charlotte, he could have easily came up towards Sarasota County, depending on where the currents are at. Now, right now, the currents were heading, I think, south, so I doubt he came up this way. But food for thought. And keep that in mind, guys. I can't put share on there anymore. Oh, look at that. Milo. You guys ever listen to Milo? He's a gay conservative that's married to a black man. And everyone calls him a neo-Nazi. Let's take a quick listen to this guy. I love listening to him. Let's see. Hold on. Milo.
I would suggest
contention is.
It's also about the messages being sent to young black men
by black women.
That's on the show today, and later today at dangerous.com you'll also be able to see my column on the subject, which goes further, I think, than any other commentator in laying the blame for some of this stuff. Also, didn't get time to mention. Today, Elon Musk is now. You know those wealth.
He's got a bad connection. All right, he's got a bad connection. Dangerous.com. You actually got to pay for his, but sometimes he'll do a free one.
Queens. Those moms who sometimes have 6, 7, 8 kids, just so they can collect the welfare for them, and they live in these massive, taxpayer-funded mansions on the outskirts.
I wish we could listen to him. He used to work with Breitbart. This guy that went out to...
There is states. Elon Musk, who's been...
Don't you love when a production
Businesses
goes...
are impossible.
All right, we're going to... Milo, we'll catch you later, buddy. All right, so that's Milo. And like I said, he's a gay conservative, married to a black man. He's living in Miami right now. He does a show out of Miami. He left Breitbart, And he's the guy that went out to, I think it was Berkeley, where they were, but it was the one that caused the initial riots where everybody went crazy. Women got beat up, Antifa was there in full force. They didn't want him talking, saying he was a Nazi. And I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get this. He's Jewish too. So he's Jewish, he's gay, he's married to a black man. How the hell is he a Nazi? Oh, I don't know. I don't get it. What do I know? I'm an idiot. All right, what else we got here? Facebook, how to see if anyone's tracking you. You know what? I get tracked by a lot of weird people. I have followers. I have like a few hundred followers. I don't know why on my personal page. Is that concerning? I don't know if that's concerning. Let me see. Sarasota man complains SCSO deputies use excessive force. I saw this yesterday. The Hero put it out. I didn't share yesterday or look into it because anyone can sit there and say that a sheriff uses excessive force. I'm sure that allegation's made a lot of times. Guys, we are live. If you want to ask any questions, you guys are quiet. Yesterday, they were asking questions left and right. You never know. Could SCSO have been treating them the wrong way? Yeah, we all saw with MPPD in that one video. I think there's just like a barrel of apples, you're going to have one bad apple in the barrel. There's bad apples everywhere. You can't sit there and disparage the whole agency. I think by and large, most county officers, most MPPD officers want to do the right thing. I think they're put in a lot of stressful situations. I personally don't know how I would be able to handle it. I probably couldn't become a cop because I would sit there and bitch slap a guy if he spit in my face or did something stupid. So, I didn't put anything out. Now, I did share it this time because SNN picked it up, WWSB picked it up, and I thought, okay, I'll put it out there. But on this show, that's where I stand. I don't know if I would have ran the original report without seeing a video. I get people all the time that write me saying cops did this, cops did that. But it's hard to validate it. How are you going to validate it, And a lot of times I'll ask for a police report. A lot of times it happens with the Northport crew, and I don't know why. And I'm starting to get a little worried down there. Because Vespa's leaving. You got this assistant chief that's put on paid leave. You got a few videos like that one I shared yesterday. I have a lot of people that have written me with different issues. Now, I'll write Josh at the MPPD, and I'll say, hey, what's the story on this? He'll give me the police report. And here's, he said, she said, and I generally won't put it out, but it makes you wonder. Population growth. Any surprise, guys? Anyone? Is anyone there? Is it a surprise that there's a population growth problem here in Manatee, Sarasota? I don't think so. If you've been on the roads lately, if you know about all the houses that are being built left and right, it's no surprise to most of us. Unfortunately, they're not planning the infrastructure. Somebody asked me, why don't they do the infrastructure? Why don't they plan this? Why don't they do a better idea of planning? Because they want to go in there. They want to approve these houses. They want to get the tax revenues off of it. They don't want to worry about the infrastructure, which is why cities like Venice went from, what did we go from, a C to a D? I think a C to D is the standard because they want the next politician to worry about it because they know there's no money there for it. And they know they can get away with approving all these houses without all the infrastructure upgrades because most people are asleep at the wheel. Unfortunately, guys. You guys need to wake up! All right. I don't know if that woke you guys up. My wife is making a face at me. All right. Douglas Williams, sex offender. Don't you wish that media would put this out more often? I don't know why they don't. So this guy's living in the woods off of Lockwood Ridge. Maybe it's my computer speed that's messing up and not Milo's, because see how long it's taken? So maybe it wasn't Milo, maybe it was me. So anyways, you got this guy, he's living in, God, what street? I think he's living on Bee Ridge in the woods there. But again, here's something, only 617 people in 2 hours. You would think there'd be more people would be interested in that. What do I know, though? All right, what else we got here? Changing a street name, most of you guys probably don't care. There's that school workshop. The bridges, FDOT decided to makes sense to go out and look at all the bridges to ensure that they're not cracking and to ensure everybody's safety after what happened at FIU. But as you can see, a lot of people aren't even interested in that. You know what? I actually don't think that doesn't surprise me because I wasn't really interested in it. I found it a little surprising that they weren't already doing that and that they're doing it now after FYU. So the first thing that popped in my head was, what the hell were you guys doing before? Nobody's paying attention to it. Boil water advisory for Venice Gardens. Sheriff Knight talking about that whole school security system upgrade. And what else do we got here? All right, so let's go ahead and this is the point where I cover some just a brief national if I have enough time. I don't even know how long I've been online here. Sometimes I'll go into the national stuff. Who do we have here? Trump. Happening now. Trump is talking to the youth generation next. Let's hear what they're saying.
Ruin lives. And they get caught. They'll get 30 days in jail. They'll get a fine. They won't even get jail. They'll get a year in jail. And yet if they kill somebody. If they shoot somebody.
They're talking about drug dealers and the death penalty.
And somebody dies. They put them in jail for life. Or they give them the death penalty. But these people kill. Thousands of people. Over the course of their lives. Through drugs. So we're going to have to get much tougher in terms of penalty. And if you want to stop it, you look at certain countries where they have, as an example, the death penalty, and say, how's your drug problem? And they will tell you, we don't have much of a drug problem. So I sort of, there's nothing to laugh about, nothing to smile about, but when we have these blue ribbon committees composed of some very nice people, many of whom are in the office, Alex, we have a double Alex, and Ivanka, we'll set up a nice and Kellyanne. Has anybody ever heard of Kellyanne? She's become I told Ivanka this morning. You can take Kellyanne.
All right, he's getting sidetracked on Kellyanne right now. What's this? Abuse of animals. Yeah, a lot of times, guys,
the level of hate
I share these in the group, and the group has a lot of comments that you're not seeing on the main wall. So if you're not part of that group, you might be missing some of that stuff there. So Rhino Arnold. Let's see, what do we got here? On national news issues, let's see. U.S. airstrikes take out 2 Somali terrorists. How do you guys feel about that? We're striking in Somalia. Al-Shabaab terrorist. 2 strikes there. What is that, about $5 million per terrorist? Al-Shabaab. Yeah, you don't hear... What I try to do with this national page is put national issues that aren't covered by MSM because they seem to cover a lot of the same garbage. Now, as all of you know, because I've clearly said it, I have leanings to the right. I don't belong to the Republican Party. I don't belong to the Democrat. I'm left on many issues, but more often I am to the right. Here's one that people on the right probably don't want you to hear. It's while on Obama's payroll, Brennan, the private intel side business, hacked McCain and Hillary's classified passport records during the presidential election. Not sure why he would do that, because Brennan was pro-Hillary, so I don't know why they would hack into McCain and Hillary, because those two, McCain a Republican, but he was working hard for Trump not to get elected. There is finally a video out of the shooter, the Vegas shooter, finally released a video, and they showed here in the picture where he's transporting some of the guns. Yeah, I forgot. It's not a picture. It's actually leading us to the thread. So it's out there now if you want to check it out and see what it's all about. It took a while for that to get out there. Students are planning a pro-life walkout after schools supported an anti-gun trust. They're trying to see if the school administration will show them and allow them to go through with their things that they support, even though they may oppose those views. Because as we all know, most of our educators are a little bit more liberal, anti-gun, whereas they're not as more conservative and pro-life. So we'll see how that shakes out. A former Live Oak police sergeant sentenced to 120 years in federal prison for possessing child pornography. Like I said, there's bad apples in the barrel. That doesn't mean that they disparage the whole department of Live Oak. But it is concerning. As concerning as here in Sarasota, that teacher getting busted for child pornography. He worked closely with different youth organizations. He was on the Venice Symphony. I think the only one that had put the dots with the teacher thing was the Gondo one. I think I saw the headline today. I don't read their garbage, but I saw the headline in the paper machine at the Y. Not sure if they got that from me because I put it out there, but who knows. Rand Paul admits absolutely there is a deep state and that it does exist. You'd have to be a freaking moron, a freaking fool, not to believe that there's no deep state. That a lot of bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats, are trying to run our society, run our elections, and run our country. And it doesn't matter if you're left or right, it's out there, and it should be concerning to you. It's concerning to me. I just thought this was interesting. This one is a picture. This is Madison Park in the year 1900, 13 years before the income tax code. Sure looks civilized. And how the hell did those roads get there? Makes you think. And that's what it's all about, right? Thinking about this stuff. Polls show most Americans are waking up to that there is an unelected shadow government. I'm pushing that hard because I don't think enough people are paying attention to it. And it's a huge concern that these unelected bureaucrats are dictating and ruling our company. Actually, I'm going to get started on something else in a second, I think, down here. You probably aren't hearing about this. I know you're not hearing about MSM. But this guy is the president over there in South Africa. And I believe they're nuclear capable. South Africa. I think they have nukes. I got to check that. I can't verify that. He's part of the apartheid movement, and now he's gone out and said that they should kill the white farmers. They want the white farmers gone. And I was listening to an interview with one of the white farmers, and they're scared as hell, and a lot of the whites are leaving there because this guy is advocating it. And as you see in this, every 5 days, murderers kill a white farmer in South Africa. Cruel torture, rape, rampant in the nation. Nobody's covering it, though. You know, Vicky asked why. It might be news to her right there, but nobody's covering that. Why? Why do we hear the same fucking regurgitated stuff? Russia, instead of stuff like that. Australian nurse must announce their white privilege before treating indigenous patients. Not sure why, but that's happening over in Australia. I thought I put it on there because my daughter's roommate at college is from Australia. I always find that stuff interesting, you know, that connection there. South African politicians say farmers must leave the keys and flee the country. This is that same guy. He's in there. He wants them all dead. If you read these articles and you do some study, research South Africa, white farmers, you're going to find a plethora of information out there from Europe and stuff on this issue. You won't find American papers talking about it, though. Let's see. Robert Mueller allegedly pinpoints 4 main questions that he hopes to ask Trump in the ongoing Russiagate, Russia. Donald Trump boasts about getting $1.6 billion for his wall, yet he needs, what, $30 billion? See, I want tight security. But the problem, you know, one of the biggest problems with tight security, the wall and all that stuff is ensuring that that we're going to have policies to prevent people from coming in. We're going to do something with these DACA people and all that stuff. So that's just one piece of the puzzle. But, you know, politicians, they lose focus. Vast majority of gang rapists have migrant backgrounds. That's happening big time. They got the Swedish flag up there because it's happening a lot in Sweden. It's out of control. In Italy, a lot of the people were upset, and there were riots about a month ago, maybe less than that. A migrant raped a girl, beautiful young Italian lady, and chopped her up. And people were outraged. Woman loses it. This was just funny. Woman loses it after McDonald's messes up her order, pushes the teenager into the fryer. Those McDonald's patrons, they're so freaking nuts. You know what's funny, though? I don't know if you guys ever saw it. I put a lady up, and she's got... Lisa, what's the name of that haircut? That lady in McDonald's where she's out there saying, I was just a freaking Mickey D's. And I told that lady I'd whip her ass. Oh, God, it was so funny. I'll think of it. Grandmother unloading an AK-47. First of all, what's a grandmother doing with an AK-47? And she accidentally shoots a 3-year-old. It went through the floor in a Detroit area home. Oh, my wife just reminded me that I'm old enough to be a grandfather. And I'm not a fan of my wife's commentary sometimes. This was from Joe Rogan. I love watching Joe Rogan's podcast. Interesting podcast if you ever have a chance to watch it. Hundreds gather at a church for blessing ceremony featuring AR-15s. And I thought, what the hell? So, I find a lot of this stuff interesting, so I put it out there. No, I don't think I would go to one of these ceremonies, but what do I know? Paternalism, run amok. New York City proposes banning walking and smoking. You know, what do you think about that, Lise? Walking and smoking. New York City wants to ban it. She doesn't blame him. She's a smoker. Yeah, you guys can't walk and smoke at the same time?
No, I mean, it's kids' faces.
Ah, okay. What did Agatha say? The second most socialist state behind Cali. Okay. Body cam footage shows Ohio police officers saving a choking baby. Gender neutrality names. Let's listen to this real quick.
James.
Oh.
Girl. But only if it's a girl.
Oh, Vito.
But now it appears that more and more millennials are choosing gender-neutral names. According to the Social Security Administration, traditional names still top the list of most popular baby names, but more neutral names like Charlie and Ryan have broken through.
All right, how the hell is Charlie or Ryan a gender